My name is Major Daniel Rodriguez with the Arizona Game and Fish Department. I'm the Watercraft Law Enforcement Programs Coordinator and the State Boating Law Administrator. So the most important thing you want to remember if you're going to be going on any waterway, not just in Arizona, is that you have all your safety equipment. You want to have a life jacket for everybody on board, a throwable device. You want to make sure you have a fire extinguisher on board as well. Make sure you do all your safety pre-boarding checks before coming onto our water. Make sure your boat's operating properly. Once you're here, you want to abide by all markers. So behind us, you see various markers. Most of the time, they're stating no wake zone. You want to make sure you pay attention to those markers because it's really easy to bypass that. And once you do, that's a state violation. And at that point, you'll get stopped and we'll go through a safety inspection as well. So the most important thing you want to remember when you're swimming on any body of water is if you can see that the water is very dark. Unlike a swimming pool, you can actually see through it. It's cleaner, it's a lot easier to see something going in the water. Around here, you can't. And then you have to take into account the wake because the boats do pull off some wake. So if you're in the water, next thing you know, you're getting surrounded by all this wake going over your head. So it makes people start ingesting water. So you want to take that into account as well. And this body of water is not safe for pool toys. Pool toys are only good in a controlled setting, hence why they're called pool toys. When people start bringing these inflatables out here and start floating away from the shoreline, they start posing a risk because that material is not suited for this type of body of water. We have debris, we have other things that could potentially impact how that's going to float. So we want to make sure people don't bring pool toys out here. If you do, make sure you stay close to the shoreline, that you're tied off, that it's in a safe manner. For children, as you can see, it's very hard to see if they go into the water unless you start looking for the splashing. We'll make sure that they stay close by, that they always wear life jackets because the life jackets will keep them like a bobber above the water. Even though you're in the water doesn't mean you're hydrating completely. You want to make sure you bring plenty of fluids and you want to make sure you have some electrolytes if possible, so drink plenty of water when you're out enjoying these waterways. So if you're going to be drinking on the boat, make sure you have a sober operator. That's what we look for, especially when we do our stops. If we see any beer cans and we smell any alcohol, we'll be conducting a field interview, and at that point we'll run them through field sobriety test, make sure they're okay. If not, they will be arrested for operating under the influence. So we want to make sure that alcohol and boating don't mix. If it is on board, that they do have somebody that's sober on board.